Amudia Ceres, 1950. The land breathes at the dawn of a new era. In this small village of the prefecture of Ceres, a young dreamer, Elias Nottas, turned his passion for construction into a life's work, giving shape to his dreams. A passion that would define his future. At 15, he worked in Heraclea Ceres, gaining his first knowledge. His contact with the world of construction opened new horizons for him. The thirst for knowledge and the love of work led him, in the mid-1950s, to Germany, where he spent 3 years learning and testing his abilities in large construction companies. Returning to Greece at the end of the decade with many dreams and ambitions, but also with the invaluable knowledge of engineering and the German work ethic, Elias Nottas decided to specialize in the manufacturing of agricultural machinery to support the farmers of the prefecture of Ceres with dedication and passion. His foresight and faith in his work led him, at the beginning of the 1960s, to Thessaloniki. And so BIONOT was born, whose heart was already beating strongly. At a time when the extensive peanut crops in Amudia were beginning to shape the landscape and the local economy, Elias Nottas saw a new opportunity. Inspired by the dynamic growth of peanut cultivation in Amudia, he directed his technical expertise towards the development and manufacturing of machines dedicated to peanuts, such as small crushers, various custom-built machines, and threshing machines, which quickly became a point of reference for farmers in the region, breathing new life into the way crops were cultivated, drastically reducing working hours and increasing productivity. Day by day, BIONOT's machines became more and more well-known. The demand for expanding applications to other crops, as well as larger constructions, was inevitable. Meanwhile, Elias Nottas, studying the production chain of nuts, discovers needs in the processing sector, taking small but dynamic steps towards the secondary sector. So, he manufactures the Knot 60 rotary nut roaster, solving perhaps the biggest problem of small processing units seeking larger-scale production. Each creation brought with it the promise of quality and a vision for the future, building solid foundations for what was to come. With the same passion and the same dedication, BIONOT continued to pioneer in the field of engineering, keeping alive the legacy and the dream of Elias Nottas.
The 1970s are marked by the entry of Elias, son of Elias Nottas, into BIONOT. Elias does not choose the easy path. He studies mechanical and electrical engineering. But his true university is beside his father, where he learns that a machine doesn't just need precision, it needs a soul. In the mid-decade, BIONOT becomes a field of creative dialogue between the experience of Elias and the enthusiasm of Elias. It is the era when the Greek land calls for help. The first coffee roasting machines bring the aroma of success, and as the primary sector modernizes, BIONOT is there to provide solutions. The company manufactures specialized machines, such as peelers for hazelnuts, peanuts, almonds, and pistachios, as well as for every nut that has its own unique characteristics. BIONOT's know-how continues to grow. As the years go by, the challenges multiply. The company's catalog begins to fill with machines that will become milestones. Almond crushers, peeling machines, and hazelnut blanching units prove that BIONOT does not simply manufacture machines.
but development tools for the Greek producer. Closing the 1970s, the company is no longer a small workshop, but a force preparing for the big leap. '80 finds BIONOT turning a new page. The need for greater production and organization leads to the transfer of the company to new, company-owned facilities in Deimos, Thessaloniki. It is not simply a relocation, it is the foundation of a dream. In the fresh air of Deimos, the creativity of Elias Nottas finds its home. The decade begins dynamically with the AG2000 nut dryer, a pioneering machine that, for the first time, gives the producer absolute control over the quality of their crop. By 1985, the factory is buzzing with life. BIONOT no longer offers only individual machines, but integrated solutions. Complete cracking lines for hazelnuts and almonds are designed and built, as well as a specialized peanut sorting line. The precision of manufacturing becomes the company's hallmark. Every screw, every belt, every motor is fitted with the stamp of a family business that refuses to settle for anything less than perfect.
(1985), the year that divides BIONOT's history into before and after. BIONOT makes a grand entrance into the secondary sector and presents the Lion 85 air thermal oven. The Lion 85 was not just another oven, it was a revolution in the way of roasting. BIONOT's Lion brought nut roasting and oriental quality, uniformity and speed that until then seemed impossible to achieve. This was also the moment when Elias realized that his vision was far greater than the borders of Greece.
With the Lion 85 as its passport, BIONOT takes part in the largest international trade fairs. The company takes off. Orders begin to pour in, and BIONOT transforms from a local force into an international ambassador of Greek engineering. The decade closes with the promise that the future has no limits. The 1990s find BIONOT on a trajectory of unstoppable ascent. The name BIONOT is known not only to Greek processors and farmers, but to the major food industries worldwide. The company takes a strategic step into the secondary sector. Innovation takes shape with the KNOT 96S continuous flow fryer, which transforms nut processing. Meanwhile, the NHL series of electric batch ovens comes to embrace small and medium enterprises and workshops, proving that BIONOT is close to every scale of production. With participations in international trade fairs now established on an annual basis and the results proving more than worthwhile, a flood of orders leads to the need for more space. In 1995, the expansion of the existing factory begins, and in 1997, the company moves into its new home, a state-of-the-art factory ready to welcome the future. The information age has arrived. While many still hesitated before technology, BIONOT embraced it. Already from 1997, its engineers are trained in computer-aided design, while the company acquires one of the first websites in the industry in Greece. BIONOT does not simply manufacture machines, it manufactures tomorrow, combining the engineer's passion with the precision of software. At the end of the 1990s, Elias Nottas understands that proper production requires vertically integrated solutions. The range is enriched with peripheral transport and storage equipment. BIONOT now creates living organisms of production, where each machine connects harmoniously to the next. The new millennium dawns with an achievement that will go down in history: the KNOT 2000 Continuous Flow Oven. It was the machine that opened the door for BIONOT to enter the world's largest industries. Speed, flexibility, and a roasting quality that had no precedent. But BIONOT does not stop there. It designs the KNOT 110, the world's first oven exclusively for sesame. BIONOT no longer follows global trends, it creates them. After 2005, the company transforms from within. The design rooms fill with the latest generation computers, and investment in research and development becomes the heart of the business. Every successful model is analyzed, improved, and gives rise to new, innovative machines. It is the era when knowledge accumulates and decades of experience are transformed into pioneering applications. The quality of manufacturing is non-negotiable, and the relationship with the customer remains personal, just as it was in the first machine shop of 1960. BIONOT is now counted among the finest companies on the international stage. Participations in international trade fairs are no longer merely visits, but declarations of the superiority of Greek manufacturing ingenuity. The 2000s and 10s belong to BIONOT's relationship with the land and its people. Elias Nottas, out of love for his homeland, begins a personal mission to revive peanut cultivation in Sayres. He offers not only machines, but a vision. In 2011, he creates a model vertically integrated unit in Thessaloniki, Sayres, from sowing and harvesting to cracking and distribution. With the support of the Cultural Association of Amudia and the farmers of the wider area, they launch a campaign to raise awareness about peanut cultivation. In just 5 years, the production of the prefecture of Sayres skyrocketed from 150 to 1,850 acres of peanut cultivation. BIONOT becomes the cornerstone of an entire sector that was in danger of disappearing. BIONOT may have opened many fronts, but production never stops. This decade is defined by large continuous flow lines as well as improvements to nearly all machines. To meet the requirements for energy efficiency, food safety, and worker safety that modern industry demands. Closing the decade of 2010, BIONOT is stronger than ever. With Elias at the helm and the new generation preparing, the company remains a beacon of innovation. It is proof that when love for the craft meets respect for people and nature, the result is not simply a machine, but a legacy that continues to bear fruit. BIONOT invests more than ever in its people. Through continuous seminars, specialized training, and an uninterrupted research and development, the company's team evolves into a community of experts. Today, BIONOT stands between the experience of yesterday and the challenges of tomorrow. With the third generation preparing to take the helm, the vision of Elias Nottas, passing through his son Elias Nottas, has remained alive to create machines centered on the customer's philosophy and their needs. From the small machine shop of 1960 to the global presence of today, the journey of BIONOT is proof that the Greek spirit, when combined with knowledge, creates technology that knows no borders. And the story continues.